We've got some Legends of Magic to introduce in this episode. Let's take a look at Campfire Tales. Applejack, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash take their sisters with them on a camping trip. But their plans are ruined when they are attacked by a swarm of flyders, forcing them to take shelter in a nearby cave. While waiting for the swarm to move on, the ponies decide to share stories of their favourite legends to pass the time. This episode is all about new things. First off, there's two new writers attached, Barry Safchek and Michael Platt, who have some interesting prior credits to their names. Neither one has a great amount of experience working on family shows, with previous credits including Weeds, Grace and Frankie, and 10 Things I Hate About You. Although Safchek did write 4 episodes of Boy Meets World in the late 90s. To say that My Little Pony represents a change in direction for them would be a bit of an understatement. But fortunately, Campfire Tales turns out to be quite a strong start for them. The second notably new thing about this episode is how it's the first time the show has brought in some new characters that were introduced in the comics, with the 3 pony legends in the story first appearing in the Legends of Magic series. Now, I have been reading the comics, and while I'm not going to give you any in-depth reviews of each issue, I will quickly say that if you ever get a chance, I definitely recommend giving them a read. It's a good series so far. Much like Equestria Girls, the comics do follow and tie in with the events of Friendship is Magic, but are not strictly necessary in order to understand and enjoy everything in the show. They're essentially an added bonus that you can take or leave. But if you feel you'd like to know more about these legendary ponies, given that their stories will tie in with future episodes, including the season finale, they are worth checking out. Back to the episode though. Applejack gets things started by telling the story of Rockhoof, a Hercules-like stallion who overcame belittlement for his lack of strength to become a powerful protector of his land. Rarity follows by sharing the tale of Mistmane, a beloved sorceress who shared her magic and compassion to restore life and love to her hometown and her best friend, while Rainbow Dash finishes with the story of Flash Magnus, a Pegasus cadet who bravely and defiantly faced fierce dragons to rescue captured flyers from his legion. Each one of these legends presents a really captivating mini-story, and honestly, all 3 could have individually filled their own entire episode. Of the 3 legends, my favourite definitely has to be Mistmane, as even in its short runtime, it just seems to have everything that makes a great story. A protagonist who is sweet, caring, and won't back down from a fight to protect everything and everyone she loves, a bitter and jealous but still redeemable antagonist, some exciting action, and a conclusion that sees the hero make a sacrifice that every pony can honour her for and learn something from. In between these stories, there are some standout moments from the sisters, including Apple Bloom's adorable excitement at Applejack telling the Rockhoof story, and Rainbow's charming sisterly bond with Scootaloo growing stronger. She even calls herself her big sister right at the start of the episode. As Scootaloo still has traumatic memories of their last camping trip and frequently panics while inside the cave, it's sweet to see Dashie inspire her to be brave like Flash Magnus, and stay with her as they go through the darkest parts of the cave to find an exit. It isn't made exactly clear what the episode's moral is, but there are still plenty of positive messages here, ranging from themes of determination, sacrifice and courage, to finding ways to make the best out of an unfortunate situation when your intended plans go wrong. Given that there are more of these legend stories on the way, and their connections to the overarching narrative of this episode feel rather thin, Campfire Tales does feel a bit like a precursory story that heavily exists to set up a bigger future event. But luckily, as a standalone entry in the series, it still holds up very well. I'm going to give it a gold star score of 8 out of 10. So that was my review. Now I'd love to hear from you. What did you think of the episode, and which of the 3 legend stories was your favourite? Let me know your thoughts on Campfire Tales in the comments below. And until next time, thank you all for watching as always, and keep shining on, every pony.